In this video, you'll learn how to teach your child to print all 26 lowercase letters using just 3 simple hand strokes, exactly the way I do at the Tutor Center. And be sure to watch to the end for important tips on working with students of various ages and grades in less time and with less stress. Welcome to Yellow Pad Videos from the Tutor's Place. Whether you're a parent, grandparent, or anyone who wants to help a child learn, this is your channel to learn how, exactly as I do with my own students. Every lesson is quick, simple, and fun, and always about excellence. So if you're new here or haven't yet joined the community, click the subscribe button below and tap the little bell so you don't miss any new videos when they're uploaded. Hi, I'm Michelle Grunwald. Here in the real world, I teach students how to learn, and then I teach them the skills they need so they can succeed both in school and in life. Here in the cyber world, I show you, the parents, how to teach your own children. These videos are the programs, curricula, and techniques I've developed over 30 years as a homeschool mom, classroom teacher, and professional tutor. In today's video, you will get ready with a quick review of the best tools and supplies you'll need, get set up, making sure your workspace and techniques are all on point, and print all 26 lowercase letters using the 3 simple hand strokes I mentioned earlier. And at the end, of course, I'll share some important tips I've gleaned over the years working with students of all ages and every grade from 1st to 12th and even some in college. Okay, so let's get ready with a quick review of the 5 essential tools that you're going to need. The first being pencils, number 2, wooden and 6-sided. Then we're going to need erasers. You're going to have plenty of erasers. I like the kind that fit on the end of the pencil. But any kind of fun eraser will work. Kids will go through them. You're going to need them. A basic little handheld pencil sharpener, not an electric. You can keep this right on the desk. Won't get in the way and they can keep their pencils sharp. And of course, for anyone really, especially for the little kids, grips. They look like gummy worms. Okay, you're going to need those. And now the most important part is the manuscript paper. You can get pretty much anywhere. It's got solid lines with dotted lines in between for little kids, 1-inch height, and for older kids you can get them more narrow height. Now if you're not sure what to get and you didn't get a chance to see the first video, I would suggest you go to my page and you can find the first video there, and it takes you through a more comprehensive review of what to get, how to save money and still get the best tools. This is manuscript paper and I'm going to be demonstrating on this paper for you. The paper goes well up on the table so that your entire arm up to the elbow is resting on the table. Placed at about 45-degree angle in front of you. Now, I'm holding a pencil that doesn't have a point because I'll be demonstrating with a pen so you can see it in the camera. But when you hold the pencil, you grip it between your 3 fingers, like that. Okay, these 2 are holding it, and this one comes in behind it. And this is very important, about 1 inch from the point so you can write. Now, I'm going to move my hand up and look at my wrist. This is how you hold your pencil or pen for cursive. I'm resting it right on the meat of my hand, right here. Okay, for print, you want the wrist part almost flat. This is for cursive, this is for print. Okay, we got ready with the right tools. We got set with proper placement, posture, and grip. Now, let's print. There are 3 basic hand strokes that I've come up with 20 years ago, working with a young man who was struggling, and they are frowns, sticks, and chairs. Okay, I'm going to start with frowns. I'm going to show you the basic stroke, and then I'm going to show you all the letters you can make with it. So we start off, I'm using a pen so you can actually see it. Please use manuscript paper and use that number 2 wooden pencil. Remember, even if you prefer a pen, you are modeling behavior and proper attitude for your student, and excellent is in the details. We're going to start using this dotted line in the middle. So here's the solid line, and here's the dotted. We're going to come down to the dotted line, because these are lowercase letters. And if you'll notice, I'm not going to start at the top. I'm going to come down a little bit. You can see that it's about 1/3 of the way down. If this were a clock, that would be like 1 or 2 o'clock. And you're going to make a frown. And you go up and around. See, that would be a frown. Okay, let's put that in a smiley face. Well, a frowny face. Then you got 2 eyes and a frown. There's the frown. For your information, you may want to be quick about this. You may want to try this once and say, yes, I have this. But research in education, especially adult education, shows that a normal person takes between 5 and 7 times through a process to gain proficiency. Don't just do this once and say, okay, I got it. Go ahead and do this several times. Up and around. Remember, you start out pushing. Up and around. Up and around. Okay, that's 4. You should probably do 5, 6, and 7. Once you get a nice comfortable swing up and around, we can start making letters. It's amazing how many you can make. Up and around and finish the circle. Look at how perfect that circle is. With a stick on it, and there's your A. Okay, let's do that again. Up and around and don't finish it, and there's your C. Up and around, perfect circle, and just like the A, except being a tall letter, you go all the way to the top and draw your line straight down. Okay, don't push up. Don't scribble. One stroke. Pick up your pencil, put it at the top, and bring it straight down. And that's why wrist placement on the paper is very important. Remember I said we don't want to be resting the meat of our hand inside of it on the table. You want it almost flat with the wrist almost down. And that'll give you that pull. If you just squeeze your finger and your thumb in, see a perfectly straight line, watch. Okay, if you do it this way, watch what happens. That's cursive. So we roll our hand, and the stroke comes straight down for print. Okay, that was a little aside, but it's important to get the hand placement correctly. Okay, so we have A, C, D. Now, about a third of the way down, you're going to go over. Stop completely, go up and around, and that's how you're forming E. It's not like that. It's not like this, and I've seen people do that. Over, up, and around. Takes a little practice. Over, up, and around. Ready? We're going to keep going. There's a lot of letters you can form with a frown. Now, tall letters are the ones that go all the way up to the solid line. F is a tall letter. So you start the top line, come down a little bit, go up and around, there's your frown, come straight down from the frown, and cross left to right, not right to left, left to right. And the reason for that is, your next letter starts right there. G, up and around, just like the A, with a stick. Just keep going, put a hook on it. O, obviously it's up and around. Q, up and around, stick with a hook the other way, just like the G, but you hook away. S is interesting. It's a little bit of a challenge. You make your frown, then you switch around and make a smile. Up and around, all the way over, and then smile. And that's all of your frown letters. I'm going to repeat them again in a nice neat line for you. Ready? A, up and around, and stick. C, just don't finish it. D, just like the A, up and around with a tall stick from the top down. E, over, up and around. F, for at the top, up and around, and come straight down, straight across on the dotted line. Notice how all the letters are the same height and the cross on the F is the same. That's the purpose of the dotted line. Make sure your students are using your manuscript paper. Make sure they're paying attention to the dotted line. The whole purpose is to train the hand with muscle memory while using these dotted lines. Most students today make full-size lowercase letters, very tiny uppercase letters. It's a mishmash, and it's very difficult to read. These dotted lines are here for a reason. Lowercase letters all top out there. Lines are crossed there. Okay, let's go ahead and finish. G, down and around. O, up and around. Q, up and around. And hook backwards. S, up and around, and then a smile. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 letters are made with that single stroke. Up and around. I'm going to switch magically in an instant to a new sheet of paper. And here it is. And we can continue. The second hand stroke I call chairs. Now chairs have a back straight down from the top. Notice how straight that line is? And you don't lift your pencil. You stop though and you come back up and around. And if you keep going, you get a B. It's a rocking chair, a wheelchair. H. Down, up, and around. See how that's making a chair? You have the back of the chair and the cushion to sit on, legs. Alright, here's a love seat. Down, up and around, up and around. I'm going to do that again for you. Start at the dashed line, go straight down, and then you go up and around all the way, up and around all the way. Now, here's footstool. Down, up and around. And I always tease the kids and say, I think the P is a broken chair because the back fell down. Up and around. A lot of students today will put a capital P right here and call that a small p. That's not a small p. Okay? Small p starts up here, goes all the way down, then comes up and around on the line. The circle takes the whole bottom section of the paper, P. Now, R seems to be one of those Swedish modern chairs that hangs up in the air, down, up and around, just kind of stops and hangs there. U is an upside down chair. I think it's been put up on the table so you can sweep underneath it like in a restaurant. Okay, and that's all of your chair letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and we've done yet another magic paper change. Here are all of your chair letters. B, H, M, N, P, R, and U. Okay, and now I'm going to use the same paper though, and I'm going to put the stick letters on it. But before we do, let's look at all the letters that we've already formed. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and more. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and do our stick letters, and they're just what they say, a stick. Remember, don't hold your hand sideways. Roll it over so that your finger is almost on top. Not perfectly on top, but almost. And you'll get a nice straight line. I, a stick, but it goes from the dotted line down with a dot. J is exactly like the I's. From the dotted line, straight down, just keep going and make a hook. Now K, to make it properly, is only 2 strokes. You go straight down from the top. Remember, it's a tall letter. Start at the top, come all the way down. And now you start approximately where you would start for a frown. At about 1 or 2 o'clock on an old-fashioned clock. From here you come straight in and go straight out. Only the capital K takes 3 separate strokes where you lift your pencil. Okay, let's do that again. Straight down. And from here you go in, out. Just like that. Okay, that's a lowercase k. The L, of course, is a stick. From the top down. Now look, there's M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T. Just like the L, straight down, and when we cross over, it's left to right, so that our pen is right there, so that we can start the next letter. There's U, and the rest of them are all sticks. V, go down at an angle, up at an angle. Children usually can get the V fairly easily, but they're not comfortable with the W. Down, up, up. When a young child first starts making this letter, it becomes very wide, and it's very difficult for them to get the tall, thin strokes. Let them practice a lot, and praise them a lot. X. Now, with the X, either way is fine. I make my X this way and this way so that I stop on this side because there's my next letter. Okay, that's technically the proper way to do this. Some students prefer to make their X left to right and right to left. I wouldn't fight that too much. It's a technicality, but if you'll notice you're on the wrong side, you've got to cross all the way over the X to the other side to start the next letter. The goal of efficiency and proper pencil strokes is to end your letter from left to right as much as possible so that you're already in place to start the next letter, which happens to be Y, which goes all the way down to the line. Notice that. All the way down to the line. Then come back up to the dashed line and cross right there like a V, straight down. You'll notice that we make a V, but instead of going up, you come straight down and cross over. It's rather difficult for little children to get these 2 lines to meet here. Again, just practice. And finally, the Z. Okay, now I'm going to have to come down here for the Z. Go across, all the way back, and across again. Straight over, down, straight over. Please don't let your students do that. That's not good. That looks like a Greek symbol. Over, down, and look at there. Frowns. Up and around. Remember the shape? Up and around. Can you see that up there? Let's pull that down a little bit. The frowns. Up and around. Chairs. Down, up, and around. And playing sticks. And watch that. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and over here is Z. 3 different strokes, all 26 lowercase letters, done with the learning. Now you have to practice. Remember, minimum 5 to 7 times done correctly for proficiency. Now that includes you. You're setting the example for your children and you want them to practice. Make sure they go slowly. We don't want speed, we want accuracy. And you can pick up speed later. Now let's do a very quick recap, then I'll share some tips on how I handle a couple common challenges I see at my tutor center. In the first video, you learned how important proper handwriting is in the learning process and some of the problems lack of these skills can cause, and best of all, my personal supply list of the best tools I use while saving a ton of money. In this video, you've learned the 3 strokes I teach my students and how to use them to print the lowercase letters. If you missed the first video, I've provided a link to it right here. You just click right on it. If you're going to teach your child to write, whether you use my techniques, somebody else's, or even your own, it doesn't matter. I really recommend you watch the first video. It could save you a lot of time, money, and hassle. And don't forget, if you haven't joined the community yet, click the subscribe button, tap the bell icon so you'll know when the next video comes up, and that will be printing capitals. And here's the first tip. Go slowly. These videos aren't designed with classroom use in mind. Of course, the techniques could be taught in a classroom, but they've been designed for tutoring, 1 adult, 1 or 2 children, and tutoring is very different from teaching in a classroom. As a tutor, I follow the philosophy of Dr. Joseph Ray, author of The Race Arithmetics used by schools and parents in the 1800s, which leads to tip number 2. Teach one thing and teach it well. Don't rush through this. You're not on a schedule. Your job is to help your child with the skill that they are lacking in to get caught up. Make sure they can make frowns and frown letters, stay within the lines before you move on to the chairs. Make sure they've mastered those before they move on to sticks, and make sure they've mastered all their print letters before you move on to capitals. This third tip I'm putting out there because quite a few of my parents have commented that their children do like to argue with them. So if your child is arguing with you, simply be the adult. But I like to do it in order of the most positive first. I always try to explain to the children the teachers are drowning in demands. They have no time left, they've got too much to do, and they're really stressed. And learning to write properly with mom at home would be a favor to the teachers because they may not be teaching them because they don't have any time. If inviting your child to be understanding and compassionate doesn't work, which usually does with the much younger children, but as the children get older, they may continue to argue. I'll invite them into the adult world with me, especially the high school students. They don't want to use that manuscript paper and write with a pencil. They feel like a child, and I tell them, it's not about being childish. You're going to be an adult pretty soon. And you may have children of your own. You may not believe that now, but it's true. And who's going to help your own children learn? Consider it this way. If you learn properly with the right tools, the way you would have as a child, you'll be ready as an adult to teach other children. Maybe your older child, middle or high school student has a younger sibling, or they know somebody who does, and they may be interested in helping younger children. Interestingly, I find that the middle school boys are the ones that grab onto this quickly. When they think about it and they realize, wait a minute, if I learn this, I can help other kids. They love that. It's an opportunity to be an adult. Now, with the oldest of the students, the high school students, you may get more pushback. They just don't want to do it. And none of us want to do this, but all of us have had to do it at some time or other. We need to be the adult and make the wise decision. I'm the parent, sit down, you're going to learn this. But in the end, whatever it takes, start with compassion, start with understanding, move to an invitation to adulthood and responsibility. And if that doesn't work, in the end, if they're not being understanding, compassionate, and mature, then you need to be the parent. And I hope that helps. See you on the next video.